United Nations tell us that over 50% of the world's population today is urbanized. So over half the people in the world today are out of touch to a greater or lesser extent with the natural world. There are people who don't see a truly wild thing from morning till night, unless it's a rat or a pigeon. Is that important? It's appalling. The world, as we know, faces a crisis. Understanding that crisis, the nature of it, is of crucial importance. People will be required to make sacrifices. Let's make no mistake about that. Dealing with the environment in a responsible way can't be done for nothing. People will be required to prove that their taxes are spent in a way that will help the sea, that will help the air. Human beings are dependent upon the natural environment for the very food they eat, for the air they breathe, and some might say, for their very sanity. So it is a crucial job of communication of those of us who are in that industry. The people should be enabled to understand what governs the natural world and how ignorance of those factors can lead to disaster. So there is a great responsibility on those of us who work in the media of communication to convey the facts as we stand them. If in a democratic society people are able to express to politicians what they feel, then it's important that politicians should know that the people approve of some of the steps that are being taken, of some of the ways in which their taxes are being spent. They should support their political parties of whatever color and demand from those societies, from those political parties, a declaration of what those parties propose to do about the problems and crises that are not just around the corner, but are facing us now. So I believe that broadcasters have a responsibility to tell it how it is. The fact that the environment needs protection needs no explanation, I hope. But nonetheless, the reason it needs explanation is precisely because so many people are urbanized today. It's an extraordinary thought that in the mere 60 years that I have spent making programs, the population of the world has tripled. And all those people, like you and me and everybody else, requires food, requires a roof over their head. They probably need a road to drive their car. They need schools. They need space. And where is that space to come from? From the natural environment, predominantly. So the natural environment is under greater stress now than it has ever been since the beginning of history. It needs help. And we have a responsibility to help it. The problems are huge. You have been debating some of them today, and you'll be looking more of them tomorrow. At their heart, I can't help feeling, is population growth. the fact that there are 3 times as many people on Earth as when I started making programs should give us pause. Because that increase is inevitably going on. Inevitably, there will be greater demands, not less, greater demands on the seas, on the forests, on the lands. So we have to do things. We have to protect them. And we have to get that message across. What population growth, the problems that population growth present are gigantic, and they're getting worse. Somebody said that anybody who thinks that an infinite growth can take place in a finite environment is either mad or an economist. Yes. Somehow we have to work out new economic philosophies that are going to take note of that effect. But I have one hope. I'm in my nearer 90 than 80. And I know that the world of communications is changing faster now than at any time in my lifetime. My grandchildren, your children, know more about what is happening in communications than we do. It's my feeling that within the next 50 years, society will be transformed. And why? Because people in Vladivostok will be able to speak to people in Norfolk. Twitter may sound trivial. It's not. It's hugely important. It's going to be transformed the way that people talk to one another. Nationalism should be diminishing. Internationalism should be growing. The awareness that that planet, that little blue sphere spinning in the black environment of infinity, is our only home, should spread to everyone. Never in history have all nations agreed to anything. But never in history has this extraordinary revolution of communications come about. It's in that that I see hope. And I wish you every success in your deliberations tomorrow, as you have had today, to find out ways in which you're going to solve these huge, titanic problems that face Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens has managed to explore the universe. It's managed to put a man on the moon. Surely Homo sapiens can put his own house in order. And I'm very grateful for your help in trying to do so. Thank you so much.